So yes, it's something like you really got to get prepared for. No, you can't. I'm not gonna even say that. You can't even prepare yourself for it, because for a very long time, and it was weird because it took me forever to download TikTok. It took me forever to download TikTok because, like I said before, I wasn't a social media person. Especially after that last relationship and that turmoil that I went through, having to stalk his page and stalk his other baby. I had vowed, and I had said, like, that was one of my things that I had told God, like, if you get me out of this situation, if you get me, I will not be on. And I made that promise, and I had kept that promise for a very long time. Like, I wouldn't post for months. Like, I would still take pictures of my kids and me, and it'd be like now I don't post real time. So, like, I'll make a whole bunch of videos, and then when I feel like post them, I'll post them. But that's how it's always been. And when I'm going through stuff, like, I'll really disappear from social media. So I wasn't a social media person at all. And it's hard for a lot of people to believe. I understand that because, now I'm a content creator, or I'm a YouTuber, whatever I am, or whatever, because I'm still not monetized yet. So it's like I'm just really just telling my story just to tell my story to help somebody. But I was never into this. I still, like, it's like, oh damn, I still got a platform, and and a lot of times I want to give this stuff up because, like, this is not me. To be honest, I'm not really into the whole, but it does bring me some type of comfort, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm still getting messages of how, I'm helping somebody, or how they enjoy hearing my story, and, like, and that brings me it does bring me some joy. It really does. I'm not going to even lie, because, like, when I did have a circle of friends, it was like, you'll say certain stuff to certain people and they feel like you're bragging, or they feel like, or you're copying them, or you're trying to be like them. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to hear that story. That's going to be a fun story. But yeah. And so getting into this was, like, very hard for me. And like I said, I'm going to be referencing to a lot of my old videos. Like, it was very hard for me to get into this. And when I was told, that I kept getting confirmation after confirmation. And then I'm not going to, like I said, I still, I get, like, I'm not going to say premonitions, or I get, like, I dream stuff that actually comes true. And I'm not going to say what exactly. That's why I said I premature said a lot of things. When I seen the things that were supposed to happen. And I know it does sound crazy, but that's how I knew I had to keep going with this. It was something about that I still had to keep going with this. So it's still so hard for me to explain, but I can just say, I could just tell my experience. I could just tell my journey. I could just tell a lot of the things, like I've been doing since I started my platform, what I've been through. And yeah, it's still going on. It's still a journey that I'm still battling with every single day, because I'm always right about a lot of situation, and it's harder to live in this society when you constantly can see the bullshit, especially at the workplace, especially with people. So it's very hard to be normal when you can see through people, when you can see through situations, when you know something's not right. That's why I commend a lot of spiritualists that starts their own holistic businesses and, tarot readings and classes and all that other stuff, because you can't walk around being like this. And I know I don't look spiritual, like I don't look spiritual in what a spiritualist is supposed to look like, but if a spiritualist is listening to this, please tell them, like, how, like, if you like really, really tapped into where you can't be in normal society with normal people, because they'll think that, oh, you're doing shit for attention, or you don't know, they're envious, it's always something. And before, I never understood it until I actually left Florida and came to Texas. A whole new environment, and still was getting them same type of energy that I was getting in Florida for people I didn't even know. So I knew that the path that I decided to walk was the path that I was supposed to always take, because my discernment level is like at an all-time high. And then I can easily detect things out of people. Like, I feel like I'm like a walking lying detector, to be honest. And that's very, very hard to be when you're in the workplace, especially with a whole bunch of females. And you don't look like a spiritualist. And you walk around having a pretty smile and you look nice, and even when you don't look nice, they still have an issue. Once again, I'm getting off the topic. But anyways, yes, so let's start from when I started getting, my visions and everything.